GamingBolt presents 10 things that frustrate Xbox One and Xbox One X gamers. Microsoft has made great strides in addressing and solving a lot of the problems and deficiencies that the Xbox One as a console and as a system has had over the last few years, and especially the last year and a half. However, for all of their progress, there are still glaring issues left with the Xbox One user experience. Thankfully, these are smaller problems that can be fixed much easier. But to ensure that all of the hard work Microsoft has done towards making Xbox so attractive to players does not go to waste, they need to get on fixing these problems right away. Managing downloads on Xbox One is awful. Microsoft is a software company. Making good software should not be an issue for them, and yet, you wouldn't know that from dealing with downloads and the download management on the Xbox One. For whatever reason, Microsoft has made it so that you can only download one game at a time. This becomes especially frustrating when you consider that Xbox One X digital download file sizes are a joke. Xbox One game file sizes routinely go over 50 and 60 gigabytes, with many starting to touch 100 gigabytes lately. 100 gigabytes, that's crazy! If you have an original Xbox One or a 500 gigabyte Xbox One S, then you can maybe have 2 or 3 games installed on your system before you start to run out of space. The space issue is exacerbated even more by the large file sizes that 4K assets for Xbox One X enhanced games need. And yes, Microsoft lets you use any USB hard drive to expand storage on your system, but 100 gigabyte downloads for one game is asinine. For many who live in areas with capped bandwidths, they are literally not even an option. Updating games. It makes sense that if there is an update for a game you're playing, you wouldn't be able to play it online. Most likely there are balance patches and the like that are necessitated before you can connect to the servers again. So locking out players of online multiplayer while an update downloads, that's fair. But for whatever reason, on an Xbox One, if you are playing a game and an update comes out for it, you can't play it. Any part of it, not even the single player component, unless you update it. To be fair, this is only an issue when an update comes, but it's still utterly baffling. Actually playing games can be a crapshoot sometimes. Okay, Microsoft, say it with me. The point of a games console is to play games. If you won't let me play games, then all of the power and great services in the world are meaningless to me. And yet, so many times Xbox players find that they can't play games on their console, because when you try to start your game, you get the error that it took too long to start. What? Why? How is that even our fault? Just let us play the games we want to. So much for the days of plug and play. Play Anywhere needs a lot of polish. There is very little to criticize about Play Anywhere. After all, it's such a great pro-consumer cross-buy program that lets you play an eligible game you buy on Xbox One or Windows 10 on both platforms. How could you possibly complain, right? And this isn't a complaint about the program itself, this is more of an issue with the fact that it often doesn't work. From syncing and resyncing issues to problems with purchases on Xbox Live or Windows 10 not being honored or recognized on the other store, problems with Play Anywhere's implementation abound. Of course, that may have to do with the Windows Store being a dumpster fire, which is a whole other can of worms we don't want to get into right now. The UI. Microsoft has made great strides in fixing the utter train wreck that was the Xbox One UI at launch, and turning it into something that is flexible, customizable, and powerful to use. Conceptually, the Xbox One UI is sound now. The issues, again, come from execution. Especially if you have a lot of things installed and are connected to the internet, the UI can be unbearably laggy. And if you venture into a download list with multiple queued downloads to change the active download, see our very first point, then it can be a game of Russian roulette as you wait for the UI to catch up with your inputs. This is simply unacceptable. Microsoft, it's even an issue on your Xbox One X, the most powerful console in the world. What, you're telling me that it can't handle your UI? Because if so, you know you messed up. No offline achievements. In 2013, the Xbox One was supposed to be an always-online system, requiring persistent internet connectivity to function. Basic system features like achievements working only online perhaps makes sense for a system like that, but the Xbox One as it exists today can work offline as well. There is zero reason for achievements to not work offline, and for a player to be inundated with multiple achievement notifications if they connect online after playing offline for a while. How has this not already been fixed? Game installs take way too long. Chalk another one up to UI and OS issues, because apparently the Xbox One is full of them. Consider for an instance that you're deciding to buy a physical copy of a game so that you don't have to deal with downloading an 80 GB file over your slower internet. Easy, right? No, because you still have to install the game, and the Xbox One is, for whatever reason, incredibly slow at doing so. This isn't an issue on the PS4, you have to put up with installs on it as well, but generally they don't take as long. So what gives, Microsoft? System updates also take way too long. Yes, everything takes way too long on this thing, and system updates are the very worst because they combine the slowness of downloads and download management to the slowness of installs and the general slowness of the UI. So first an update is downloaded, then it is verified, then it is applied. Why do these steps take so long? Why does verifying update even exist as a step? You'd think it would verify an update before it is applied, wouldn't you? First-party support. Oh yes, I have not forgotten. I'm not letting this one go, but first-party support on the Xbox One is dismal, leading to a vapid slate of exclusives. Microsoft has abandoned most franchises and shuttered most studios, and any new game it has released have been underwhelming at best. Meanwhile, it has also doubled down on Gears and Forza, making the meme an actual reality, and by incessant releases for all three franchises, run them into the ground. While Sony and Nintendo put out hit after hit from their in-house studios, leading to an enviable slate of exclusives, Xbox players spent all of 2017 with just Forza 7 and Super Lucky's Tale. Come on, Microsoft, you are the richest of the console manufacturers. Put that money to good use and show us some exciting new first-party exclusives like you once used to not so long ago. And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what we're doing at GamingBolt, please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.